The Sinaloa Cartel is one of the most powerful and notorious drug trafficking organizations in the world. Its story is marked by its rise to power, the criminal activities that made it infamous, and the eventual capture and conviction of some of its most significant leaders. Here's a narrative that captures the essence of the Sinaloa Cartel's discovery, operations, and convictions. Rise of the Sinaloa Cartel. The origins of the Sinaloa Cartel trace back to the late 1980s in the Mexican state of Sinaloa, a region known for its rich history of agriculture and, more infamously, drug production. The cartel was born from the fragmentation of the powerful Guadalajara cartel, whose leadership was decimated by the Mexican government with the help of U.S. law enforcement after the brutal murder of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, Ismael El Mayo Zambada, and Hector Luis Palma Salazar were among the key figures who founded the Sinaloa cartel. They capitalized on the disarray left by the collapse of the Guadalajara cartel, quickly establishing themselves as major players in the drug trade. Operations and expansion. The Sinaloa cartel specialized in trafficking cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana into the United States. The cartel became known for its sophisticated smuggling methods, including the use of tunnels beneath the U.S.-Mexico border, which allowed them to transport drugs undetected by authorities. Under El Chapo's leadership, the cartel expanded its reach globally, establishing networks in Europe, Asia, and Australia. The cartel's operations were characterized by extreme violence, including the use of bribery, intimidation, and murder to maintain control over its territories and operations. Discovery and takedown attempts. Despite its power, the Sinaloa cartel could not avoid the attention of international law enforcement. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, alongside Mexican authorities, made the cartel a top priority. The first major breakthrough came in 1993 when El Chapo was captured in Guatemala and extradited to Mexico. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but in 2001, he famously escaped from Puente Grande, a maximum security prison, by bribing guards and escaping in a laundry cart. El Chapo's escape only increased his notoriety and the cartel's power, as he continued to lead from the shadows. The Mexican government, under immense pressure from the United States, intensified its efforts to capture him. In 2014, after more than a decade on the run, El Chapo was captured again in Mazatlan, Sinaloa, but once more, he managed to escape in 2015 through a mile-long tunnel leading from his prison cell. Final capture and convictions. The international manhunt following El Chapo's second escape was relentless. In January 2016, he was recaptured after a shootout in Los Mochis, Sinaloa. This time, the Mexican government did not take any chances. In 2017, El Chapo was extradited to the United States to face a multitude of charges, including drug trafficking, murder, and money laundering. In 2019, after a 3-month trial in New York, El Chapo was found guilty on all counts. The trial, which featured testimony from several former cartel members, provided a rare glimpse into the inner workings of the Sinaloa cartel. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years and ordered to forfeit $12.6 billion. Aftermath and legacy. Despite El Chapo's conviction, the Sinaloa cartel remains active, now under the leadership of El Mayo Zambada and El Chapo's sons, known as Los Chapitos. The cartel continues to be a significant force in the global drug trade, although it faces increasing challenges from rival cartels and law enforcement. The story of the Sinaloa cartel is a stark reminder of the challenges in combating organized crime, especially when it operates on a transnational scale. The convictions of its leaders have dealt significant blows to the organization, but the legacy of the cartel's operations continues to impact both Mexico and the United States. This tale of power, violence, and law enforcement's relentless pursuit illustrates the complex and often tragic realities of the drug war. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.